I was angry with my friend, I told my wrath did end. I was angry with my foe, I told it not, my wrath did grow. And I watered it in fears, night and morning with my tears. And I sunned it with smiles, and with soft deceitful wiles. And it grew both day and night, till it bore an apple bright. And my foe beheld it shine, and he knew that it was mine. And into my garden stole, when the night had veiled the pole. In the morning glad I see my foe outstretched beneath the tree. Hello Mr. Wimmer's class, and welcome to our video about A Poison Tree by William Blake. A Poison Tree was written in 1794 and described the narrator's repressed feelings of anger towards an individual, which eventually leads to murder. A Poison Tree has ties with Shakespeare's Macbeth, as they both show themes of hidden feelings of anger, like Macbeth shows to King Duncan. This gives the reader an uncomfortable feeling, as a lot of people cannot relate to such gross anger. In Macbeth, fair is foul, foul is fair, means innocence can hide danger. Blake uses the bright apple to hide its poisonous insides with a tempting outside. Both Macbeth and the narrator do their actions in the dark, because they know they are wrong, further showing the influence Shakespeare had on Blake. Blake uses this poem to show that communication is the key to avoiding feelings of anger and fear.
The language of the poem The Poison Tree includes an extended metaphor of the apple tree as a representation of the narrator's anger. The growing tree symbolizes the growing anger that the narrator harbors for his foe. Tending the tree with fears and tears symbolizes the narrator's obsessive thoughts about the enemy and the pain caused by the discord. The metaphor watered it in fears is used to show that fear is an underlying cause of anger. In line 7, Blake uses sibilance with the phrase "sunned it with smiles" in order to enhance the growing threat of the festering anger.
We will now talk about form of the poem. This poem has 4 quatrains, which gives illusions of regularity, despite its irregular content. This makes the poem easier to access, so its message reaches larger audiences. Blake uses rhyming couplets, giving it a sing-song feel, like a nursery rhyme. Also, nursery rhymes are used to tell a message, just like this poem also does. Finally, we will talk about structure. The poem introduces a volta after the first 2 lines, where anger switches from friends to enemies. The anger between friends was fixed in 2 lines, showing the simple remedy communicating solves anger, which gives across Blake's message to the reader. Between lines 12 and 13, the narrator uses enjambment. The foe is invading the narrator's garden, which breaks boundaries. So does the language at this point, suddenly breaking the structure to flow into the next line. The final volta at lines 15, where the narrator says he's glad his foe is poisoned, is a turning point where the reader is shocked at the narrator's ugly celebration of happiness in death. Thank you for watching, and we hope you have learnt something new about The Poison Tree by William Blake. And I'll leave you with this cool looking guy for your final sights.